So unfortunately, Mandla couldn't join us today, but he sends his love and he's sorry that he can't be here, and he's going through a bit of a tough time with his dad sick, and then he's got sick. So yeah, but hopefully he'll be okay. I feel the same as you, Sibu. I don't really want this, but we'll see. Okay, dogs. Do I just go enter every time I want to change it? Great. So to start, exactly what Sibu said, we are totally different people. One that comes from the lovely green suburb of Houghton, living in a beautiful home, never wanted for anything, have what I need, come and worked in the corporate world, come from university, went to Advantage School, had, and like I say, need for absolutely nothing. To meet Mandla, who is a strong man with a very strong cultural background. He probably thought, what on earth is this lady going to come and teach me? Or what are we going to do together? Or what resource has she got that she could possibly give me? And basically the area is a school called Tswete, and that's in the Ulven-Haytorp-Bosch area, which is an informal settlement. Not a tree in sight. Absolute rubbish and garbage outside the school, and resources that are very, very few and far between, a school that's overpopulated, and basically Mandla functions in that world and I function in this world, and they're two very, very different worlds, and both have contributions to give to each other, and that's what I learned from my journey that we took together. So my reason for basically going on Partners for Possibility was I met Jeff Rothschild, and Jeff said to me, Kath, I've got the most brilliant thing for you. You have to go try it. I was like, Jeff, what have you got for me? He says to me, you love education, and you love sharing, and you love to give people back, and you want to give to the community, and you forever, and you're passionate about things. You have to try this Partners for Possibility. So I said to him, what is it? He says, no, we're going to partner you up with a principal from an underprivileged school, and you're going to share knowledge with each other, and you're going to help him along his journey, and he's going to help you along your journey. And exactly the same as Steve mentioned. And Thomas was like, well, what is he going to give me? I mean, I feel like I'm just going to give. And it actually worked out to be total opposite to that. The amount that I took from meeting a man like Mandla was unbelievable, and I'll go into what I've taken. So my background is I'm a sports scientist, but I was so passionate about education, I did a year afterwards so I could teach. And I just never ever went into teaching, purely for the reason that I just never went into it, and it was very much a financial decision. And when I look at every single principal sitting here, the work that you do is unbelievable. And you do it with little resources, and you do it from the heart. You don't do it because of financial decision making. And that's one thing I learned from the corporate world, is that so much of our decisions are made, and they're made from the financial decisions as opposed from the principles, which is heart and it's soul. And you show up every single day to hard environments, but you're there, and you're there for your children that you teach, and you're there for the community, and you're there for South Africa actually, and building the economy in a different way. So I felt I had skills that can definitely be used in the educational system, and I thought that my principal could learn from the corporate world, and I also wanted to grow my mentoring cycle. So I do a lot in the swimming world, and I thought that's great. That's one aspect of me, but my education's been missing, and that's why I thought I'd come on the course. So Mandla, who's on the right over here, I'm going to talk for him today because he's not here. But he wanted to learn from the corporate world, because he thought what we do in the corporate world is totally different, and he wanted that experience. He also wanted to know, what are the best strategies to make me better at what I do? How can I make my school better? And that's why he showed up. He wanted to make sure that what he's doing is to his best ability, and he's making his school perform better. And then obviously he wanted to manage of his human resources. So the numbers that I've got up here is just general about the school. There's one principal, there are 2 deputy heads, there's 6 heads of department, there are 24 teachers, 33 people all in the school, 1,068 students, okay, and 24 teachers, guys, and 107 matrics, which is massive if you look at it. So I've just said the school, and what did we, when I arrived there, I thought, okay, I'm here, I'm going to make the difference. But I thought, before I make any difference, I need to understand what are his challenges. What is Mandela going through on a daily basis that his problem? And his biggest problem was lack of resources. Does this have a pointer? Does it have a pointer? Wow. Oh. Lack of resources. So his staff room was terrible. I mean, really, honestly, chairs that you couldn't even sit on. His outside area, that was his outside area of his school for parking for teachers. Absolutely nothing on it. This is his parking space here, and again, like I say, that so Mandela's biggest concern: resources. I need stuff. I said, I understand you need stuff. What else do you need? I don't have teachers that are working with me. They're not going the extra mile. I've got a pass rate of 82% matrics. Guys are failing maths horribly, and we're sitting here with terrible problem of my teachers not listening to me. They're not working with me. They're working against me. And science and maths, grade 8 and 9, absolutely shocking. You've never seen something so bad. So why? What was going on? What was happening over there? And how did we change this around? And by joining this course, I'll go through the few things that Mandela did in his approach, or what we did together, that actually made the so why. So what changed? So the first thing is we needed to get some motivation up. And he had guys coming to school with dagga, some people with knives, with no future whatsoever. These guys didn't care for anything. What I got a whole lot of people from my company I work with, which is Thomson Reuters, and it varied from people that are full-time staff to people that are interns, that have been to underprivileged schools, that know what it is like to sit in the sun as there's no hall. 1,000 and so students sitting out there waiting to listen to motivational speeches. Basically all these people took time out of their day to come and talk and motivate these students. And what it did was unbelievable, because every person that stood up there had a story of their own to tell, from an alcoholic parent to a person who failed accounting and then finished matric with an A. And all of these people work in an accomplished organization, went to university straight afterwards, and it motivated these children beyond belief, to the fact that they said, yes, we're in where we are now, but we can get to being in a corporate, etc. And that was a great initiative that we got together. Another initiative, and it came out of one of the courses we did, was listen. So we did something called Time to Listen, and something that came very well from there was Mandela said, his staff don't listen to him. And I said to him, Mandela, well, how are we going to change that? So what are we going to do about it? So he said, I don't know, I have no clue. So I said to him, well, do you even listen to your staff members? He says, I listen to them, I tell them what to do. So I said to him, no, you can't do that, Mandela. You've got to bring everyone together. You've got to listen to people. So he actually, instead of being a dictatorial leader, we opened something called a suggestion box, where his teachers could put in suggestions and come up with ideas. And I said, Mandela, now, when you read these ideas, don't get upset. I said, implement them. I don't know about this, this lady coming from the corporate world in a suggestion box, they must listen to me, my staff. So I said to him, no, I understand that. But he introduced the suggestion box, and he learned it went a very, very far way. He got brilliant ideas that he implemented, and it made a difference to his school. And these ideas, and listening to them, empowered his staff to the most nth degree, that he had his lady staff celebrating birthdays, that from their own money, their own pocket of their money, bring in food to celebrate birthdays. Because the one said, I don't feel valued. No one even says happy birthday to me when it's my birthday. So this is the type of thing that started to happening in the school. And this all came from our time to get together, where this wasn't time to think, sorry, but this was one of the other courses we went on, but it was almost very much so around How do we listen to the people and their suggestions and ideas? He even went to the fact of having secret pals, the female educators from his suggestion box, from listening to them. He got secret pals where female educators buy gifts for each other. Staff morale increased. He had staff working in opposite directions to him. They now all decided, we're coming together, we're going to, because our leader, our fearless leader, is actually starting to listen to us. And what happened there, obviously, is the educators with this low matric result and this terrible maths results, etc., the educators now felt valued, which is very important, and they then started doing extra lessons and extra classes after school. They put in the extra effort with no extra remuneration. And like I said, these guys go to school and they show up every day for really salaries that aren't massive compared to the corporate world, but they're there every day doing what they're doing. And that makes the difference, and it makes the difference to our society. And to have these educators stay after school and do this, all I can say is, wow, that's serious commitment. So Mandela carrying on about his resources, I felt very sorry for him. And being in the corporate world that I am, Sasol was moving their building, and I grabbed, Sasol being my client, I grabbed them, I said, come guys, you have to start contributing to the school. They said, what do you contribute? I said, no, I need desks, and I need this, and I need a boardroom table, and I need a principal's office. So Mandela today, over here, speaking to Savantika, sits at the VP of Sasol's desk with his chairs and got the whole VP's, basically the vice president of Sasol's office in his office, and he feels very proud about it. We then got some other resources such as chairs, so we got 50 chairs, which, funny enough, as they arrived in the school, I thought they're going to go into the staff room and make the staff room look pretty with this big boardroom table. No. The teachers didn't have chairs in their own teaching rooms or in their, it's not a staff room, in their classroom, and then they have like little side type of classrooms where they mark. These chairs were gone. We had a table with no chairs, because these chairs were absorbed very quickly into, like, wow, we got a chair to sit on. Thank God, Thomas arrived, and he got Mandela some chairs for his boardroom. So it was a combined effort between Sasol and Thomas, and we've got Steve Tswete, a lovely, stunning staff room. And the big thing about the staff room, guys, is there's curtains there and it's clean. And that wasn't us. That was the change of Mandela's leadership. The way that he viewed things, and to get his staff to actually work together with him to change the staff room. Because when I walked in there, wow, I didn't want to even sit on the chair, to be honest with you. But when we finished there, that looks like a boardroom that any of us in a corporate office would sit at every single day of our lives. So this is the Circle of Possibility that was hosted at the staff room, which Mandela was very, very proud of. That's Mandela's head over there. And so that was that. And I think everyone that was there would agree that it was clean, it was beautiful, he's really made a difference to the school. And the thing that's changed is the way that he listens and leads the people. He's got them together. He's got people listening to him. And it's because he listened to his staff members. He had a very... And I mean, if he was here today, I'd say the same thing. He had a very dictatorial way of managing, which from this course managed to do a 360. So what did Mandela learn from this? He was going to talk through this, so I'm just going to read it. So he said he learned time management. I'd go to meetings, and I think 15 to 20 people would walk into the meeting. Pa Mandela, we just need to fetch the water. No, we just need to fetch this book. No, we need to fetch this. And then he'd be moving here, moving there. I was like, Mandela, now come. You need to start managing your time. Tell these people when your door's closed, it means, you may not come in and just fetch the water, the cup, the glass, the book. No ways. So he learned that. Sorry, went a bit too fast. He learned commitment, consultation. So he actually started consulting his staff members, which was important for him, and his involvement, because before he didn't have people involved. He had people being dictated to. So what did he learn about himself? And when he writes these things, I'll be 100% honest, he learned listening skills. He learned that he was humbled and to take advice, which was the big learning from him. And what are you taking away? Community building skills, importance of contracting, flawless consulting skills, and time to think. Every single principle, all of us, we know the answer. We just need time to sit and go through it with someone to come to it. Almost finished. So what did I learn from this? I had a life-changing experience. My eyes were open to the harsh reality of what actually our school system looks like in this country, and what the principals have to deal with in the daily activity and world they exist in. The poverty education issues that we have are larger than I thought. I really didn't think that we had this much that we have to really solve for. You don't have to work in a corporate world to make a difference. It's really actually us in the corporate world that make very little difference when you look at the people on the ground really, really making the difference. And what works in the corporate world most certainly doesn't work in all worlds. The way I conduct a meeting in the corporate world is not the way a principal or teachers come together to discuss what happens in their world. And you don't need physical material resource to be effective. You have to be passionate about what you're doing and how you do it. What did I learn from Mandela? I learned that if people try and they're committed, they can change and make a difference. I learned that you can get people on your side. I saw it happen at his school. Having people working in all directions, being rude to him, turning their back, going, I saw it all change. So you can make a change, it can happen. I learned that positivity goes a long way. And I saw a person grow to be accepting of other people's opinions and suggestions to a point of getting a team to work together for him and together. I met him a committed man to taking his school from a low pass rate to a higher pass rate. And really when I say this about Mandela, and I know the people in the front know him, it is true. This guy is a committed guy to what he does. And what did I learn about myself? I actually have quite a bit to offer than I originally thought. I actually went on this just because Jeff said go on it, and I was like, okay, I'm going on it. But I was like, what have I really got to offer? Like me in the corporate world, what have I got to offer? And I actually do have quite a bit to offer, and that's what I didn't realize. I don't have the answer to everything, and none of us do. But when you put people in a room together or give us time to think, we all actually do have the answer, and we do have the right people and resources to reach out to get the right answers. Often the person knows the answer, that's what I've said it, and to give people the time to really come up with what they need to come up with. So what am I taking away with me? I'm taking away an experience no one can take away from me. A lifelong project that will never stop. There's so much to do. I mean, guys, I think everyone's in this room, there is a fortune for us to do, and any little contribution that you can make. Yes, whether it's resourceful, great, but if it is sharing that little bit of knowledge and leadership that you have encountered in the corporate world, do it, go for it. And what trainings impacted me, we went on a few little different courses, and the one for me was definitely time to think. I am someone that likes to get things done, like Sibu said. I'm out there, I need to get things done, we don't have time to waste, etc. But often what I do is, I'm so busy going, I don't stop and listen, and I don't ask people for more, and I don't ask necessarily people to share. So I'll ask people for their suggestions, but I won't necessarily listen to it. I'll be waiting for the next thing, or how do I now you're talking, like, just shut up so I can get to what I need to do type thing, and that's the wrong approach, and I learned that very heavily on this course. And I appreciate people for the work that they've done, and I thank everyone for sharing in this group, because it's been really quite an experience. That's the group over there. So there's Mr. Mandela. He had to stand in front. He's a very important man. And so this is all of us over here of the group, and obviously I think Palmanda, you're not there, so yeah. But this is us, and that takes me on to introducing the next partnership. Unfortunately, Tessa, who is over there, her son fell sick, so unfortunately she's not here today. A lady, I don't even know how to introduce Tessa, because she's a lady that is so dedicated to making a difference. A mother hen type person, definitely. Doesn't want to leave anyone behind, but a very committed person that when you have litter on the ground and they call together for a community to get together to go pick up litter, she's the first with her big hat on to go and pick up the litter. She's a lady who's embraced, and her kids do go to a private school, but she really feels there's a lot more to be done, and wanted to replicate it. And I'm sure Julius will go into a little bit more about how her story unfolded. But I think her presence today is definitely missed. Definitely the mother hen of the group, and a very committed, driven person who also realized the way she does things and the way she wants to do things definitely doesn't work in a school environment, or totally different to what you expected. And then over there, I'm going to introduce Julius, who is one of probably the most humble people I've met in my life. A man that shows up to school in Eldorado Park that I think 99% of us would want to run away from. He is a most committed, unbelievable man, and he spends his days dealing with things that I couldn't deal with on a daily basis. And Julius, welcome, and take the stage, and yep, good luck.